Okay, so I have a real world story for you that really drives home something that I talk about a lot. A friend of mine who's an orthodontist was coming back on a flight from an Invisalign symposium, and just by coincidence, he was sitting next to a woman who told him when she found out he was an orthodontist that she was doing Invisalign and in the middle of the treatment. And of course, he noticed that she didn't have the aligners on, and he actually said, "I see you don't have your aligners on." And she's like, "Well, I just had a drink in the Delta Lounge, and you wouldn't expect me to put it back on without being able to brush my teeth." And the flight was 2 hours long, and she never put the aligners in her mouth. And so here's a really important point. I've talked about it before. Now, this person, I understand she may not be able to brush her teeth rushing to a flight, but she could have rinsed with water, put the aligner back in her mouth. This is where people lose hours. But I think really what's happening here, and after a while doing Invisalign for so long, you become kind of like an inspector where you really know the truth. This person actually, when she was challenged by my friend, the orthodontist, said, "Well, my orthodontist said I'm doing fine." And we have patients who come into the chair and they say, "Is it working? Is it doing what it needs to do?" And a lot of times that's patients who are just looking for sort of a reassurance because they know they're not wearing it enough. You can fool your orthodontist, you can fool yourself by taking shortcuts. You can wear your aligners only at night and you can advance in the process, seemingly, if your metric is whether you can manage to fit the next aligner in. But what's going to happen if you wear them only at night, or if you're taking them out for hours at a time, like this woman was, then the aligners will start to fit not as well because the teeth cannot possibly move as planned when you're wearing it, let's say, only at night. And then the aligner will be tight, it will be uncomfortable, it won't fit as well. Then your speech will be affected. Then you'll be removing it for every meeting, and a vicious cycle will ensue. If you wear your aligners full time from the beginning, they will be seamless, they will not hurt. Sometimes patients say to me that are compliant, "My friend said it's supposed to hurt. Is it working? Because I don't feel pain." You don't want to feel the pressure. This woman, I promise, based on this very random sample, is not wearing her aligners nearly enough. I can infer that, so could my friend, and this is what we're dealing with all the time. So if you're an Invisalign patient, wear your aligners all the time. Don't try to take shortcuts. You're paying a lot of money. You want it to work. Follow the advice of your Invisalign practitioner.